I am literally staggered by the number of very senior Labour people, including members of the Cabinet, who talk openly about the real possibility, they say, of Starmer not leading them into the next election.
Wow.
It's a massive talking point.
That is interesting.
It's a massive talking point. There are a lot of individuals at the highest level who have lost confidence in.
In the world of politics, the unthinkable is often just one decision away from becoming reality. And right now, that reality is looming for UK Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer. Just months after leading the party to its largest ever victory in the general election, Sir Keir is facing the unthinkable, serious discussions within his own party about whether he should stay in power. Sir Keir Starmer's tenure as Prime Minister began with great promise. His victory in the summer elections saw Labour secure a historic 411 seats, marking what was supposed to be the beginning of a new era. But as we approach the end of the year, the reality is far from what was expected. His leadership has been rocked by a series of blunders and growing dissatisfaction from within his own party. Now, Labour MPs are reportedly discussing the possibility of removing him as Prime Minister, a prospect that seemed unimaginable just a few months ago. Insiders are saying that some Labour MPs are seriously considering the unthinkable, removing Sir Keir Starmer from office. His first months in number 10 have been turbulent as his government grapples with significant challenges on both the domestic and international stages. In particular, many have pointed to his indecisiveness and lack of clear direction on key issues, such as the ongoing cost of living crisis. At home, the public is feeling the pressure. Critics argue that Sir Keir has failed to offer a concrete solution to the cost of living crisis. Instead of addressing the root of the problem, his government has been accused of shifting the burden onto those who can least afford it. One of the most controversial decisions has been his administration's means testing of winter fuel payments for pensioners, a move that has left many feeling betrayed by the very party that once fought for their rights. But that's not all. There have been a series of policy missteps that have further eroded confidence in his leadership. For example, the decision to lower the threshold for farmers who must begin paying inheritance tax was widely criticized by many within the agricultural community. More recently, Sir Keir's ruling out of spending £10 billion compensating the WASPy women, those women who were hit hard by government pension rule changes, has sparked outrage among women's rights groups and older generations. As these blunders continue to pile up, some senior Labour figures have begun to question whether Sir Keir is really the right person to lead the party moving forward. And this concern is not just coming from the fringes. According to sources, even some members of his cabinet are openly discussing the possibility of replacing him. Dan Hodges, a columnist for the Mail on Sunday, has revealed that a number of Labour MPs are now seriously considering the prospect of removing Sir Keir from power. As one cabinet minister put it, there are two crucial moments coming up next year: the local elections in May and the first anniversary of the party's historic victory. The minister said, quote, "At that moment, people will look back, reflect, and ask themselves, what have we done with our first year? And when they do, the answer could be, not much at all." Another cabinet minister suggested that, while it may have seemed as though Starmer's office was dysfunctional earlier on, especially with the exit of Sue Gray, his former chief of staff, things have now settled. They pointed out that the team around Sir Keir is capable, but when the team keeps losing, the finger inevitably gets pointed at the manager. This raises the uncomfortable question: is Sir Keir the right person to lead Labour through what could be a rocky road ahead? As the leadership debate intensifies, some MPs have pointed to potential alternatives to Sir Keir. Names like Wes Streeting, Yvette Cooper, Rachel Reeves, and Angela Rayner are being floated as possible replacements, each seen as having qualities that could address the party's current shortcomings. Streeting is praised for his articulate approach and ambition, while Cooper is noted for her attention to detail and delivery. Rachel Reeves is seen as someone who understands the party deeply, and Rayner has a unique ability to connect with Labour's key voters. Yet, the looming challenge for Labour isn't just internal, it's external, too. With the rise of Nigel Farage's Reform Party, Labour faces a growing threat from the right. Some MPs fear that if they cannot combat this new political force, the party could lose valuable ground in key constituencies. one Labour MP shared their concern, saying, "People keep saying there's going to be a reform breakthrough. Well, if you come out on the doorsteps in my area, they've already broken through. The question is whether we can beat them back, and whether Keir is the man to do it." In addition to his policy issues, Sir Keir's leadership style has also come under fire. Critics argue that he's too technocratic, too focused on the details, and not able to connect with voters on a personal level. His decision to fill his cabinet with loyalists has also alienated many within the party's left wing who feel sidelined. This dissatisfaction is not just confined to the backbenches. Even high-ranking members of the cabinet have started to voice concerns about the direction Labour is heading under Sir Keir. As ITV's Robert Peston pointed out, the conversation around Starmer's leadership is massive and has been a major talking point among senior Labour figures. He went on to say that it's staggering how many of these senior figures are now questioning whether Sir Keir can lead them into the next election. As the clock ticks down to the next election, time is running out for Sir Keir Starmer to turn things around. The question remains, would he find a way to rally his party and get back on track? Or will Labour's internal struggles lead to his downfall and a leadership change just months after the party's greatest electoral success in recent memory? Stay tuned as this political drama unfolds, and we'll keep you updated on the latest developments surrounding Sir Keir Starmer's future. Thanks for watching.